Hey, I'm live. Let me see. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can hear me loud and clear, type in the chat box, loud and clear. Let me just check my audio and video because that's cool. I need to roll that down. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. This is Eunice Tan from the Daily Paper Skills. It has been a while. Yes, it has been. I guess at the last time I did a Facebook Live was like maybe in December last year, and I had a bit of a eye scare, medical scare, and my eyes were swollen, and then I missed a step, and then I missed a step, and then I got my ankle. I sprained my ankle, and then now I have a swollen eyes and a swollen foot, and so I took a rest, and now we are back, and we are going to bring you even more values of what we are going to share from now onwards. And today we are trying something different, and we'll just see how it goes, right? Okay, so there might be some technical issue, so just seek your understanding on that. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Right. So for someone, if you're watching this for the very first time, my name is Eunice Tan. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and trainer. Welcome to our Facebook page and YouTube channel on Daily People Skills. Let us know where are you watching this from Singapore or from overseas. Have you what time is it over there where you are watching this from? Now, once again, welcome to our weekly Facebook Live sessions where we share our experiences when dealing with people and the mistakes we make, and of course, many of the hot tips and solutions we use in our daily lives. Now, many people think that people skills is just about EQ, communication skills, and leadership skills, but people skills go much, much beyond that. At the bottom line, it is about who you really, really are. Because before you can manage anyone, you must first manage yourself. It is also one skill that will never be replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. I totally believe in that. So much about that later on. For now, let's jump into today's topic. Now, today's topic is going to be quite interesting, right? So at this point of recording, COVID-19 has been going around the world for more than a year now. And in Singapore, we were making quite good progress, and we are opening up the economy slowly. Yet recently, there seems to be a spike of cases, and we have gone back to some tightened measures such as no dining in, working from home is back to default mode, and home-based learning is being implemented again. Now, many people see this as a setback because it seems that we are moving backwards to the status 1 year ago. There are also many who are taking it better this time round. Surprisingly, all the eateries are taking it so calmly this time round. Yeah. So what's the difference this time round? They call this like the circuit breaker. We call this a circuit breaker, not lockdown in Singapore. So they call this the circuit breaker 2.0. Now, but what is so different this time round, where there is not as panicky as the last time? And in the midst of this crisis, why do some people actually thrive instead of perish? I submit to you the one secret that they have: adaptability. And that is what we are going to talk about today. Ready? Let's go. Right, so let me share my screen. Okay, should be going well. Right, so yes, how's your adaptability quotient? Right, so this is actually the second time I touch on this topic of adaptability. The first video was done somewhere in August last year for because of our National Day in August, and it was a special episode on why was Singapore successful. It was all about being adaptable, and in that video, I talked about some of the misconception of adaptability. You can go and take a look. Just let me move my screen. You can go and take a look, and and that video I talk about some of the misconception of adaptability. You can go check it out. Today, I'm going to talk about your adaptability quotient. So yes, I kind of just coined that term up. So for my adaptability quotient, let's call it AQ, is easier. I will just cover 4 points today. The first one, let me see, right, is your mindset and your attitude towards change. Now, are you someone who don't like changes? You have always wanted things to remain the same. And let's face it, change is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, whether is it initiated by you or someone else, change is going to happen. So for example, recently, right, I actually did a decluttering of my place, and I am quite a reader, and for the past 10 years I've been accumulated this like over 100 books. And I read it, and some of the books I read it more than once, and I've not been reading the same books. I know I read new books, right? So they have me at the corner, collecting dust and all that. And after 10 years, I look at them, and it's really cluttering my place and all. And as much as I don't, it's really hard pain for me to give my books away. I have to, because it's in the past 2 years I've also bought some equipment for going online, all the gadgets and all. So things are getting a little bit cluttered, and it's taking up space and all. And I have to really re-look at this whole place and see what to clear some space for what's going to coming up, what in the next season and my next chapter. Now it's really hard for me to give up all my hard copy books, because all my hard copy books, they just have so much memories. They are not just books, but memories of my journey, of what I've gone through. Every book that as I was packing, right, every book brought back some memories, some tears, some laughter, some sweat and blood, and the people who have helped me, things like that. So my victories and my challenges. So it was really hard to let go, but I know it is time to let go. Yeah. So so this is really hard for me. But the thing is that at that point in time, I realized that as much change is inevitable, and it's time to let go. And I have started moving things to like a Kindle, and the hard copy got to give way to all my electronic gadgets. So at that point in time, I have to shift my mindset and say that I just got to find a way that's it's like this, it's just taking up too much space, and I have to find a way to give away my books and all. So I didn't throw away, but I gave it to a recycling person who they come around my nearby place once a month to do some recycling. So I contacted them and to give them away. So how was I able to adapt this change, right? Okay, so two things here. Okay, so one is about letting go. Yes, the famous Frozen song, letting go, right? Now, when you let go of something, of the old especially, it doesn't mean you're ungrateful. And some of you may have heard of Marie Kondo, the cleaning, the decluttering expert. And one of the tricks he used was that, she was saying this, just thank the thing that has been serving you, and it's time to let go. And it's true. And I did that actually to all my books, and I just told all the books and said thank you for serving me, right? So it really kind of helped. And as I pack and go, right, and I know it's a fresh start for me to start a new season, and we need to just look forward to the future. Right. And also the second thing what I did was that to accept and embrace the fact that change is inevitable. So just like, for example, I always use this example, in the airline, pilot and in fact, all the air crew, they will learn to embrace the impact of a plane crash. It's part of their training. Now, do they train because, they will purposely go into a plane crash? No, but they know what to do if ever there is one. So just remember that when you want to you just need to, so when it comes to the changes, just remember change is inevitable. So once you have that kind of mindset toward change, you will find that you will be more adaptable. You adapt faster whenever there is a big change. I believe that COVID has already shaken a lot of industry and individuals out and say that what, sometimes it's not about you don't want to change, it's about you have no choice but to change. So having the right mindset and attitude towards change is really very important. Yes. Okay. Right. So the second thing is actually to keep an open mind, to increasing your adaptability quotient, right? So what do I mean by open mind? Meaning that is to give the new a chance. Now, many people resist the new and want to go back to the old. And honestly, when people talk about going back to the old norm, right, and all, I can safely tell you we are not going back to the old norm, right? At least not the old norm. It will be, I dare to say that it will be a hybrid of what happened in the past and what's going on now. Because at the end, you will find that a new habit is developed about 14 days, 21 days, 3 months. There have been different researchers showing that a habit was formed after a certain period of time. Now, so far, the longest period is 3 months, right? And it's true, after 3 months, your new habit will be formed. Now, let alone 15 months, right? Now, it has been like what, 15 months, maybe even like 17 since COVID, since we have gone like circuit breaker and stay at home and things like work from home and things like that. So recently, when we were able, when the government released the measure and we were able to go back to work, working from home is no longer a default. It has been reported that the transport, right, on the road, they don't seem to have an increase in the number of cars. And in terms of public transport, there isn't seem to be an increase in the commuters either, right? Because people have already gotten used to working from home, working from online. So what happened is that a new habit has been formed. And you know what? Guess what? People have been tasting the benefits of the new way of going online. In fact, I always call myself an IT illiterate, IT dinosaur, IT technosaurus, but even me have really enjoyed and tasted the benefits, the sweetness of going online. That and most of the time, like, can we go online? Can we do a Zoom meeting or something? And I really reserve the physical to somehow do sessions that I can't that online meeting cannot replace, right? So with that, right, I believe that it will be a hybrid. So people will still want to meet up. Now, online cannot do what offline can do. Offline cannot do what online can do. That's what I always advocate, right? They complement each other. They don't replace, they complement, right? So you still want to crave that, the physical touch, companionship. Yeah, this is us. We are social animals. Yeah, so we will want to have the close touch and interaction with people. That's why when recently when we have go back to no dining in, that is the part that a lot of people find it very, very difficult. Now, coming back to this, to give the new a chance, right? This is about, when we go online, everyone was like, what's this? How to do this? And now everyone is facing a technical issue and all that. Now, everyone seems to be a Zoom expert. They even go on to find other ways of other software to do online. And, even parents, I've heard that, the children have been teaching them how to use a smartphone and go online computer. For the past 10 years, they couldn't get them to do it. But recently, they find that within 3 months, then the parents could set up a Zoom meeting for them, right? So give the new a chance. You never know what's going to happen, right? So look at the new. When you come to something new, see both the pros and cons of the new. And from there, you can see that actually the new may not be that bad after all. Give it a chance and see the benefits of it. Go through it, because I always learn during my UK days, right? Some of my UK friends, they really taught me one very good lesson is that never criticize something that you don't know. Right? Give it a chance, give it a go. It's just like trying a new dish, trying a new cuisine. How do you know you might miss out on something good, right? So keep an open mind on the new stuff. Yeah. Okay. Third, be a lifelong learner. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, this lifelong learner, right, it's not just in terms of your technical expertise. Now, technical expertise will run out eventually, right? In this world of change, things change, like things become obsolete. Last time we used to say things become obsolete in 10 years and then become shorter like 5 years. And then nowadays is, with your technology, if you are using something that's 2 years ago, people say, huh, so old, right? Okay, so it's not just about your technical expertise and all, but learn other areas that may or may not be related. In fact, I always encourage people to learn something that is totally opposite of what you do for a living. So, for example, if you are doing something that is very left brain work, that means you use a lot of logic, you use a lot of a lot of processes and all, very left brain kind of thing, right? Then learn something that requires you to deal with people. Yes, I know it sounds scary at first, but you know what? First, it makes you more well-rounded rather than a tunnel vision person. And being an all-rounder is getting more and more valuable to an employer these days. And if you are an employer yourself, you know how important it is right from day one of your business. Your clients will have higher and higher standard on the level of demand. So you know it's getting harder and harder these days. So they will expect you to know more and more beyond your technical expertise. Now, don't worry about whether you are going to be good at it or not, right? Those beyond your technical expertise. You're not making a living out of it. So it's okay even if you are, even if you are not good at it. Hey, I have joined some workshops which turn out that I'm actually quite rubbish at it. Okay, but you know what? I enjoy the workshops and have made some new and different kinds of friends. And because these friends are so different from my usual hangout people, my network, I learned another way of communication. And that's how I improve my people skills. I learn different ways of communicating with people, explaining to people what I do or another concept, making things interesting. And you know, even thinking of different kind of jokes, because sometimes people don't get this kind of joke, people don't, but people like another kind of jokes, right? So this is, so go and do be a lifelong learner and learn beyond your technical skills, learn something new, go and challenge yourself, right? Lastly, number 4 is how long do you take to decide to adapt? Okay, let me just shift a little bit. Okay. Yes, being adaptable is a decision. You have to decide to say, yes, I'm going to check this thing out and find out more. Those who don't adapt are people who have already shut their minds and said, no, don't tell me anything about it. Now, you don't have to be one of those early adopters, you know, when they come out with something new and then you straight away go and buy it, try it, that kind of stuff. No, that's not what I mean by, you know, how fast do you decide to adapt. You don't have to be the early adopters, yeah? But don't delay or wait for too long either, because otherwise the longer you wait, the gap is too big for you to catch up. So stay abreast and monitor and be informed what's going on. At some point, decide that, you know what, I will have to give it a go. You know, going back to all the other above 3 points, they'll say that, you know, I'm going to give it a go and let's see what is going to happen. And you improve from there on, right? Okay, right. So those are the 4 points for this episode. Whether you like it or not, here's always something new happening every day. So you might as well learn to embrace it. Learn to manage it before it manages you. In this way, you won't find yourself being left behind or being called a dinosaur. Yeah? Okay, right. That's all I have for today. Do you have a burning question when it comes to people, whether it's dealing with whether it's dealing with you others or yourself? Yeah, sometimes we know we have a problem and we want to deal with it. Let us know in the comments box, or you can drop us a private message if you are shy about it, and we will answer to the best that we can. Now, many people have asked me, why am I speaking and doing on a topic on people skills? It's because people skills is a very important and practical skill set. I would say it's a life-saving skill set. Many of you are concerned about being replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. I totally believe that people skill is one skill set that will never ever be replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. You can learn about coding, cybersecurity, or whatever competence for your occupation. But these are technical skills that will get obsolete and you will have to keep improving in this area. Yes, they are important. I'm not knocking them down, but behind every hardware, software, non-living thing, there's a human being. This is what keeps me going, because I know behind every camera, there is one person watching, learning, and needing this message. It doesn't matter what business or what industry are you in, you are always dealing with people. Furthermore, let's face it, we are all social animals, as mentioned just now, right? We crave for the company of other people. Now, this pandemic has shown us more so than ever. With all this safe distancing, not able to gather with your family and friends, it has shown us that even with the best technology, it cannot replace the company of each other. So you might as well start learning how to deal with people. And the first person to start with is with yourself. So hit the like and share button, subscribe and follow us in this journey of improving yourself. See you in our next video. Bye. share.